The Scottish Rally Championship came to Argyll for the fourth round of the series, the Weldex Rally. Donald Milne was aiming to make it 4 wins in a row in the Metro Nissan as the crews headed out on the 6-stage event through the forests of Western Scotland. Milne was immediately on form, 6 seconds faster than anyone else on the opening stage. Murray Grierson, with new 2.5-litre heart power for his Metro, took third fastest time. Drew Gallagher had reverted to the Escort after a troubled run in a Mazda in the Granite City Rally. But taking second place on the opening stage, the 1800cc 323 of Dom Buckley. Robbie Head made an appearance in a Honda Civic, with ominous smoke appearing at this early stage. By Knapdale, Milne and co-driver Bob Wilson had extended their lead over the second-place Drew Gallagher to 28 seconds. Ricky Wheeler and Steve Sladden were holding a place in the top 5 with some consistent times. But John Gray had problems from the start, the Sapphire overheating and misfiring. Maintaining second place behind Milne, Drew Gallagher and David McHarg took fourth fastest on Knapdale. Ewan Brewis's Mazda wasn't figuring in the top positions, and an off had cost Murray Grierson 4 minutes on the previous Birdfield stage. Despite his second fastest time here, all chance of a good point-scoring finish had evaporated. Bob Locke overcame illness to hold third place in the Weldex Rally at the halfway stage, behind Milne and Gallagher, and ahead of Wheeler and Buckley, who were tied for fourth. 9 miles of Blairview came next, and Milne continued on his impressive way, recording 9 minutes 23 seconds, which was 5 seconds faster than Drew Gallagher. Dom Buckley and Dougie Redpath began to challenge Bob Locke's fourth place by recording third fastest time, 9:31. Murray Grierson, despite his overall position, was still putting in some quick times, a second down on Buckley, whilst Wheeler and Locke shared equal fifth with 9 minutes 37. Robbie Head's ill luck in rallying continued when his Honda cried enough with a head gasket failure later on this stage. Loch Glashan, 9.5 miles around Minard, and for the first time Milne wasn't the pace setter, being 7 seconds down on Buckley. The Nissan-powered Metro tied with the Hart-powered Metro of Grierson, but they were both behind Gallagher as well. Dom Buckley's charge took him up to equal second overall with Gallagher, with 1 stage to go. Sending the stones flying, George Gold had suffered brake problems early on and eventually finished the Weldex in 7th place. Wilson Gervin's 4x4 Escort survived a spin to take 9th. On to the final 6 miles, Milne had 29 seconds over his rivals, so this was a showdown between Gallagher and Buckley for 2nd place. Total commitment by Gallagher took him to 6 minutes 22, but Buckley's hopes disappeared with crunching noises coming from the gearbox. Only 2 miles to go, and he struggled to 11th place. So third on the Weldex Rally went to Ricky Wheeler. 4th place went to Bob Locke and Douglas Patterson in the Audi 90 Quattro. And 5th to John Gray, finishing the day with a flourish, 2nd fastest on the last stage, having cured his overheating problems. A familiar scene at the presentation, with victory for the 4th time to Donald Milne and Bob Wilson. And as Milne helicoptered home, he'd extended his Scottish Championship lead over George Gold and Drew Gallagher.